That boy said, I gotta get a sponsor over here. Same. Modelo, if you're hearing me, it's always Modelo time, fool. Mine's supposed to be drinking beer, so.
Holla.
Shout out to the doctor.
Yeah, me either. Cover your coffee cup in a brown bag.
I wanted to fit
Bro, it's the West Side Special, bro.
You always gotta make it. You always gotta stay ready, bro. Let's call this man out.
Stop it, bro.
You're gonna start a trend now, bro.
Welcome to the Local Love Podcast. This is Tony,
Sam.
and we got our guest here.
Chris.
Boogie.
All right, we're gonna have a good one today. So,
First of all, happy 1 year anniversary of Local Love.
Man.
1 year, man. Here's too many more.
Many more.
This is coffee, by the way.
It's not. He's
This is
drinking.
coffee.
This is coffee too.
Mickey's made their own coffee now.
Man, you won't know what it is unless you know me, but you know, hey.
that's cool. So we appreciate you guys coming out. So, I know we've been kind of chatting and talking and laughing and stuff, but why don't you guys introduce yourselves to the audience, podcast people?
Like what y'all do and stuff.
All right. My name is Chris. I go by Gemini Mato on Instagram. I'm a local artist in San Antonio. You'll see a lot of my work here, actually, in Local Love. The homie always supports, so I appreciate that. He actually commissioned me to do the logo for him, so I'm the man responsible for that.
Hell yeah.
Take pride in that, so.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm Joe. They call me Boogeyman Joe. I'm a DJ. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. A comic book nerd. I'm a lot of things, man. I went to school for photography, but altogether, I just love a lot of things in life, man. So, yeah, join here with
Hey,
some
LowRiders?
badass friends. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess that's the most important thing. LowRiders, like that was from the earliest stage that I can ever imagine. Just LowRiders are life to me, man. I know it's not the first thing I mentioned, but when I see one, it just gives me that feeling that I'm like, damn, that thing's sick. You know, like details everything to me, I guess. You know,
We drove by a lowrider coming over here this morning, so I was like, yeah, this was the right moment.
day,
Yeah.
That's cool.
So lowriders in this, do you have a few, or do you like building them, or what do you like doing?
I've had a few in my lifetime. Right now, currently, I have a wagon, a 63 wagon that's coming my way. It's a Ford, it's not a Chevy, but hey, man, like, I was always talking about, man, you have pride in what we ride, no matter what it is. And you learn that from my grandfather and my dad, so it's just like, damn, the more attention to detail you put in it, the more people are like, damn, that's sick. I love painting them. Right now I'm working on my homie Danny Delgado's called 54 Bel Air, painting that one. Got a few other rides lined up to paint. Mainly it's painting, but I mean, I get deep into a motor. You know, I hate grease, but you know, it gets everywhere.
Hell yeah.
But,
Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
You hate the movie?
Yeah, dude, the movie, man. My sister watched it. Shout out to my sister. She watched it.
R.I.P. Sandy.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Sandy repeatedly. But yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, so you created our logo for us. I mean, I think Samuel was talking to you. He's known you for a few years, talking to you, kind of. Then that kind of generated. But how did you come up with that kind of idea? And
What's crazy is that wasn't the first logo. That was the second logo.
yeah,
This is our second logo.
yeah,
Because the first one we passed up,
yeah.
and then Tommy actually picked it up. The guy that we interviewed, Tommy,
Yeah.
he picked up the logo.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so like, I came out, Sam, with like a logo. Originally, it was just like a barber dude, like all cholo style. He looked pretty dope, right? And,
Yeah, it looks sick.
and Sam was like, well, me and my brother want kind of something like to gear more towards the name Local Love. So we're like, all right, well, we're bouncing back and forth with ideas, and Sam had that dope idea of using the razors for the L's, and I was like, you know,
That was him right there.
No,
he
it was
told
you.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
we were
told
just
me,
talking
and
about
then
it.
I
Yeah, just
text
kinda
you
thought
about
of
it.
it,
Yeah.
So I sketched it out. I sent Sam the sketch. He's like, yeah, let's go with that.
That was it.
So I finalized it, and it is what it is now. I like it. It's iconic right there.
Dude, I love it. Honestly, everyone that sees it loves it. Like they're just like, this is sick. Like we always get compliments on that logo. Like no, like not even trying to boost your ego or nothing. Like for real. For real.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I like that logo. It's like one of my favorite projects that I've done so far.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
So where do you? Because I know a lot of your art's around here. Sammy's shown me a lot of things you've done. Like what kind of inspires your art? What do you like draw that inspiration of? And then how would you classify your art?
My art's just like puro Chicano, man. Like it's like stuff I was raised up on, like homies, Mr. Cartoon, like just stuff like I do what I want to see on paper, and I think that's what makes it fun for myself. Like I don't even see it as a job. I just see it as like something I love doing every day. Especially like I'm representing the West Side, which is where I'm from, born and raised, and I just love what I do, man. And I get to work with different clients that have cool ideas just like yourselves, and I think like that helps me like push myself even further. And that's what I like about what I do. Like just keep creating, basically. That's what I like to do. Like if I'm not creating, then like I feel like I'm just like not doing nothing. So I just gotta keep it pushing, you know.
Yep. So what? Oh, go for it.
I was gonna say he did Boogie's logo too.
Oh yeah, man. Without Chris, like there was my last one, man. Like I remember the first time I ever saw a lowrider, it was Riviera, and that's my favorite car ever. And I've had logos done before. Chris has done some of mine before, but I remember telling Chris like, this is my vision. Like let's do it. And like in the lowrider community, your plaque is like the most holiest of holy things. Like it's telling you who you roll with, and just the honor of being able to ride with people. And Chris knocked it out of the park, man. It was everything. It's like this Riviera from the back, like in clouds, and it's gold. And this is like Boogeyman Joe, and this is like in script. It says like funk all night long, and it's just like the sickest thing ever. Because as a lowrider myself, like that funk music is just like something you put on, or even oldies, but like you put on, and you're just like, damn, like this is sick. Holmes, like I don't know, man. Without him, that vision definitely wouldn't have been possible for sure.
So what's the dream lowrider car you want to build? Or
my car is a Riviera, man. Yeah. Like 73, 74 Riviera, like that. Man, even a 72, like any 3 of those years, like I'm like, all right, cool, I'm for it. But yeah, especially with the window coming down on the back and just as solid as it looks, man. When it's just cruising, it looks like a straight, like you shot a bullet for the first time. Like, damn, fool, that thing's.
What color?
Actual.
What color are you gonna paint it?
So it's crazy because the wagon that I'm getting, I'm gonna do the colors I wanted. It's just like a pink and gold. But I don't think having two cars pink and gold is bad. One, because I think that like as a man, like people are like, oh, pink. Yeah, I've heard it many times. I had a pink bike before, but I think it just like, nah, man, like shows you more like, damn, like this is my ride. Like I'm putting my time into it. I'm doing what I want. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that Riviera being those colors along with the wagon, one's just two different spectrums. One's a Ford, one's a Buick. You know, like damn, that's sick. And just the way they flow. I'm not to say they're exactly gonna be the same, but just those colors, man. Like no chrome, gold plated.
You gotta throw a piece on it or what?
I don't know yet. That's the thing is I don't know.
I feel like you get those two different styles. Some that just like it's straight, and then some that like the art on it.
I think for that, like for any of those longer bodies, it deserves just to be a solid color with a accent color. So that gold instead of chrome, so that gold plated chrome is just gonna be like,
it's gonna pop.
Cool. Like with the pearl, so that way when you hit a corner, man, and it just looks gold into that pink, and it's just like. Like it's right there in my head. I've always seen it, and being in San Diego, like seeing the lowriders that come through there, like from all over the world, Japan, like damn, like the detail that they put into every single thing, it's so important because it's something to them, and like kind of going like into a business or whatever it may be, like passing that on to the next generation, whether it be someone that's related to you, whether it be your own kin, like damn, like that's it, you know.
So I know, Chris, you came with a chale tamale.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Chale tamale is basically a character I came up with a few years ago. My first character I did, it was a crispy dog. If you're not familiar with a crispy dog, then
we-
you're not
we-
from San Antonio.
Yeah.
But basically, a crispy dog. Let me explain to the
Which I got corrected. They are on the south side. I did get corrected. They are on the south side. I thought it was just a west side thing, but they are on the south side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MK Davis.
Yeah.
yeah. So the crispy dog basically just a weenie rolled up in a corn tortilla, and you fry it, and you can add cheese, you can add mustard, whatever you want, but
It
that's
hits
basically
hard
crispy.
with cheese though.
Yeah, and I basically brought him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I have crispy dog.
I introduced crispy dogs to my friends when I was in college at Baylor.
So this is one of my little plush
Nice.
characters. This is Mr. Crispy Dog right here. He got his own little banner. He's rapping, San Antonio Crispy Dogs.
That's sick.
This was like one of my little projects. I actually still have some available, so hit me up if you need one.
I got one actually. I got one at the
Yeah.
house. Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to bring them. I got both of the chocolate tamales too.
Yeah, I have the chocolate tamale too. I actually have them right.
I have a
You ain't know where
I have two of the
Put it at
chocolate
home.
tamales. Yeah.
So this is-
Yeah. Chocolate tamales.
This is the black and gray version. I like to call it the Spurs version.
I don't know.
Sorry, I don't think
Here we go,
Houston
here we
Rockets
go.
coming out anytime soon, but
man.
we got the Spurs version.
They don't have tamales in
Hey,
Houston.
but let me tell you, last year when I went to San Diego and I took him, like we did like a little photo shoot with all the homies. People were going crazy, dog. Like, dog, I want this, and like sending him to Chris's website. Like, I was like, yeah, for sure. Like it's just dope, like that.
I'm actually taking one with me to Boston
Oh,
because
sick.
there's a lady that used to work for me and her son like loves tamales, and I've sent them tamales from San Antonio. And so I've been meaning, like, for a year I've had it. I've been meaning to ship it out, and I was like, I'm finally traveling there. I'll just throw it in my bag and take it.
Hell yeah.
Charlotte worldwide.
Charlotte's for the kids, man.
Like for our nephew plays. He would play with the chocolate tamale. I bought him one just for him. Oh, I sent you that video. Remember when he was playing with it? Yeah.
Hell yeah. And I actually had a contest for him. It was like draw a chocolate tamale contest, and you win this chocolate tamale. And like I couldn't just pick one winner because I liked all the submissions that were entered. So I picked, I believe, 6 winners. So I was like, you know what? Everybody deserves a little chocolate tamale in their life,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Proud of this food right here.
Hell yeah. That dude's dope.
So these are just inspired from like your childhood growing up.
Yeah, exactly, man. Just stuff I drew like ever since I was small. Like I would draw like little gangster characters, like little homie characters, but in my style. So this was kind of like a homage to like stuff I like in San Antonio, which is crispy dogs, tamales. It's popular here in San Antonio. Like every time you hear like a weekend, people are eating tamales or crispy dogs at MK Davis or Ray's Drive-In. So, I just want to make it relatable for my people and anybody that's from here, I just like making little products like this.
I wonder who created the crispy dog.
I don't know.
The West Side, I know that for
There's
sure.
a lot of debate on that, so I don't know, man.
I remember the first
But
crispy
shout
dog.
out to that person.
First crispy dog I had was at the Malt House.
Right.
I thought it was mom. Because
No,
mom,
mom made them afterwards.
or you mean
but
like
it's still
outside of
back-
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Damn.
Shout out to the Mall House, man. I miss them.
R.I.P. to the mom.
Those chicken specials,
Dude.
they held us down
Yeah.
so much. Like, you don't even know.
And I was telling him earlier, like, because we got into a conversation, like, about the Mole House, like, selling things when you're walking with your bag, it kind of remind me of that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember getting a knockoff Michael Jordan statue. I still have it to this day. My grandma bought it for me. My grandma, yeah.
goat.
Yeah, it's
That's
dope, dog.
dope.
Yeah. So shout out to the Mole House for sure, man.
Yeah. They closed that place down. But it was funny. It was always packed though.
Always,
Yeah,
man.
always. I don't know how they lost it. I'm like, man, you guys were always busy. How'd you get? Not unless they just sold the place. Like they're just like, man, it's better to sell it than to.
I remember they opened up another location over my parents off of Blanco and like Bassi.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That one didn't do too well.
Do too well. I
No,
closed down.
yeah, Malt House is definitely like
Yeah,
it's
for
a West Side staple. Like you don't
Yeah,
really go
for
outside.
sure.
It, like it's not gonna
And that's the thing is like once that place closed down, like the other one kind of like
start suffering
yeah,
and just.
suffering. So R.I.P. Mall House for
So,
sure. man.
so talking about chocolate tamales, second most controversial question probably in San Antonio is where's the best tamales from?
Yeah, I got clients that are from El Paso. They swear they have the best tamales, and that ours suck. And I'm like,
Oh, you're talking about.
Oh, so we're not talking about city.
I was talking about San Antonio.
San
first of
Antonio
all.
itself?
I was talking
Okay,
San Antonio
okay.
first, but yeah, there's that whole other one.
Yeah.
But I feel like in San Antonio, it's usually where the best breakfast tacos, where's the best tamales.
Have you ever gone to El Chilaquin?
I've not been to.
No? Oh, man, you're missing out. We got to go there one day. They have karaoke, man. It's dope. Like, there's this old lady doing karaoke, and, like, they do tamales year-round, like, on your plate. So you get, like, a chicharron plate, and you get, like, a tamale, like, on the side.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, man, that's dope. Yeah.
where's my dad?
El Chilaquin. It's on the west side. Yeah.
Like, I think to me, the best tamales are the homemade ones, man. Like, straight from home, you know, like straight from the kitchen. And one of my personal favorite is the homegirl, Chela. She makes tamales with her mom. Aurora's tamales. Yeah, she does it like seasonal. Sometimes she does it like around this time, around the fall. And
That's right. I
yeah,
forgot.
basically homemade tamales right there. Like, you can't beat that.
Homemade tamales is where
What
it's
about you,
at.
son?
Honestly, me, I would say Theus because we grew up right. So my dad's church is right across the street from Theus. Even when it was the small little corner spot, that's where we would get our tamales from. So I would say Theus.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I just
And as
think-
far as I know we get the hookup from them.
But that's
We always had.
we
it.
just had some this morning. I just had some
From
tamales
Theus?
this morning.
Damn.
Did they hit?
They were good. I would, you know what? I feel like they're better off season than during season because they're making so many of them.
Many of them, right?
But right
Yeah.
now, like we went and we got some. I was like, damn man, the flavor's really kicking
feel
today.
that too.
I was
Or
like, it's
like-
really.
If you haven't had them in a while, and then you go
Yeah.
have them when it's not in season, you're like, damn, that shit's good.
Well, we went to this. I went to this place and we went to this place in Austin to get some food, and it sucked. I ordered a tamale there, and that sucked. And then I was like, you know, my dad was going to Theus, and I was like, pick up a dozen tamales. And I was like, and maybe so I was having that bad tamale really brought out the good one. I was like, man, it's really good today. Because usually I'm a one time a year tamale guy because we eat so many of them at Christmas and stuff. I'm like, I don't need no more for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And there's a delicious. I haven't had delicious tamales in a while though. They're still
even know.
around, right?
Yeah, that's
Mom got
right.
some last year.
You know, everyone's been pushing that
Delicious?
new one that's out there on 1604 from
that's-
the Valley.
That's the Valley's type, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it's out there.
Maria's or Maria, like I think it's something like that, right? Like Maria's.
Something like that. They're out there. They're out there by 1604 and
Everyone raves about
close
them.
to
Yeah,
I-10, like
eats
over
it.
there in that UTSA area. Somewhere over there. They came from the Valley. Like everyone's talking about them. It's a lot of that, like chicken and cream cheese, different types of tamale type stuff.
I do. I don't know. That's what I was like, I want to try it.
Wait. So my other question, I guess, to everybody here is like, do you like spicy ones or you like regular ones? Because like, well, okay, I see, I like that because like when I was out in Dago, like yo, everybody made them spicy no matter where you went. So
Yeah.
it's like, can I get a regular one sometime? Like, not that I don't like spicy ones, 'cause I love spicy everything, but like, yo, like it was a rarity to have just like regular ones. But yeah, I want to know, like,
Yeah.
I like both, bro.
So
I like that.
I like both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I remember back in the day, it was
did
just
you-
regular pork. You didn't find, maybe every once in a while you find some bean ones or something, but it was always just pork. Now you got like pork and jalapeno, bean and jalapeno. Even they started throwing in a chicken and chicken jalapeno. And I'm like, wow, because before it just used to be pork
But
and
they have
bean,
to
maybe.
like if it's gonna be like a spicy one, it has to be spicy. Like I hate when I get someone's like, "Oh, it's a spicy tamale," and I'm like, "Don't taste spicy to me." Like I need to put some, I need to put some more chile on this thing because it's not hitting. Like I go for the way I believe spiciness is if you start burning a little bit on the lip,
start
then
sweating,
then you know it's a good.
Those on
That's the
those on
good
hot
stuff.
ones.
Yeah.
So who has the best crispy dog? Because you threw out Ray and you threw out.
Oh, dog, don't put them on the spot like that, man. Hold up.
Okay.
You're not. Are they both customers? You're not allowed to answer.
No, I can say it. I'm gonna go with Ray's first, MK Davis second, and sorry, Mom, yours is third.
Dude, surprisingly, my girl made some the other day. I'm not even kidding. Like, we're gonna throw the weenies on the grill, and she was like, "No, I'm gonna cook them inside." And then it turned into crispy dogs. I was like, "Damn, girl, these are good." And our little one like never had like them before, and she loved them. She don't even eat cheese, so like the fact that she was eating it with cheese, like, I was like,
the cheese takes it to another level. Right
"Dog, for real."
I was doing everything in the air fryer for a while. I did some crispy dogs in the air fryer. Not the same as doing it in the grease, but I did do some crispy dogs in the air
I
fryer.
didn't even think about that.
So have you guys ever made the mistake of forgetting to take out the
Toothpicks.
toothpick and just accidentally
I
bite?
think we did that at Ray's. I think me and you both did that at
Biting
Ray's.
Yeah, it's like yeah, get that splinter
Yeah.
on accident.
I think I gotta say, I think when we went for Chris's birthday, dog, we did the same thing.
Yeah.
'Cause we had gotten like a whole order, then Chris ordered something for the table.
Yeah.
And I guess we were just too busy eating them, and I was like, oh damn, that hurt.
A toothpick,
A
damn.
toothpick, dog. Like I didn't eat it, but I like bit into it and like kind of got like the side of my mouth.
Damn. Yeah, you gotta pull them
Shout out
out
to
first,
toothpicks.
man. Watch out with Shit.
So from your art and stuff, I know you have your two characters, the crispy dog and the chale tamale. But I know even like the art I see around here, like, what's one of your favorite like pictures or drawings that you've done?
Damn, I can't even say that, man. That's like telling me which is my kid. It's my favorite.
And well, everyone has a
bro.
favorite kid, so you might as well just say it.
Don't say it. Don't say it, dog. Don't say it.
Damn.
You know which one is my favorite from like because of the idea that you have behind it is the support biz in the hood. I like that one because it's like you give that to all the small businesses, and that's really dope. Like that's why we have it right there in the front. I mean, right there at the cash register.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites because that's how I got in contact with Jefferson Bodega. Shout out to them.
Luke's.
I gave them the
back at
first
work.
ever print of that, and they hung it, and like people found out about me through that print, and they were asking about it. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm giving them out for free to any local businesses, and if you see it, it's basically just like inspiration from Boys in the Hood, but it's support biz in the hood, you know. That's what we gotta do: support each other, support our businesses in the hood. Cause like these millionaires, they're really rich, man. They don't need our money no more. Like, we gotta support each other, and I think that's what that message comes across clearly. Like we gotta just support each other and keep ourselves going, like as a business, especially like independently.
Yeah,
We got no backers. Like we're doing it straight from the money we earn, and I think we got to keep that going, especially in San Antonio. Like I think we got a good foundation here in San Antonio, and we got to just keep that going.
Without a doubt.
Sure.
You think it's a good foundation in San Antonio? I don't feel like it's strong enough.
I think it's getting there personally.
Maybe it's getting there, but I don't feel like it's strong enough. Like in the short time I've been in Austin, like the food trucks I all go to, like the main advertisement at any restaurant I go to is everything sourced in Austin.
Right.
Like they push Austin so much in like, oh, this is from this farm right outside Austin or right in Austin or things like that. I feel like San Antonio could do more of that.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely something they can work on. Like, but for sure, like local businesses that I've encountered, they're like about San Antonio. And, But I get what you mean. Like put it on packages. Like put made in San Antonio. Like everything. Like that's how I think we could get our name more out there. Cause like to me, like we're kind of like the little stepbrother to Austin. But I think like we're our own.
We're the little
person.
Nestio stepbrother.
We're the Nestio stepbrother. We need to like just unite and like take over, man. Cause I think we're strong here and.
It was like even like there's certain coffee, like when we brought Fidel from the coffee, like his is local, and I know I've gone to several like coffee shops around here, and they're getting coffee from Austin, everywhere else, and it's like, and he's not the only one in San Antonio. There's plenty there's other ones that are roasting in San Antonio too.
That's what blew like even now like our clients are like, oh, it's from here. I'm like, yeah, it's from San Antonio, man.
Yeah, sometimes
Like-
people don't know all the gems that are in San Antonio.
Yeah, all the art that we have up here is all San Antonio. All except for that tip top one, but that's because we sell tip top. But if you guys need pomade,
Well, that's why I made it a point on your logo to put San Anto because I want you guys to be known as your first shop was ever in San Anto.
Yeah.
Like that's why if you guys ever expand, you know where you came from, and anybody from the outside is gonna know where you came from.
Yeah, always repping.
And going along with that, it's funny that you brought the Biz in the Hood up, because the other Boogie that I know, Boogeyman out in SD, he's like full-time DJing out there. Like, he reached out to me. He's like, yo, dog, who's this? I was like, yo, that's my homeboy Chris's company, Gemini Vato. And I think he went and bought some prints, and like, dog, like he was just so stoked about it. He's like, this is what we're talking about, like in SD, because in Barrio Logan, like all my time there, that's where I usually spent my time. Like it was real big, like, hey man, support your local biz, and they wouldn't accept anybody from outside of the Barrio, not because they were hating, but because they wanted to build their comunidad like bigger, So like to see that and to see like how you said, like I think we have like the base. I think that's true because even in places that I've been, and probably you've been, like people are still like, damn, like that's sick. Like I want that for my shop, or I want that for like my homie's shop, like because it is that that saying like, yo, support the homies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I agree with that 100%. That's one of my favorites too, for sure.
That's dope. That's really dope. That mindset's really, really dope. Like that's what I try to like. I tell everyone like when they come in, like I try to support local. Like I try to support San Antonio. Like I want people to have that mindset of like, this is San Antonio. This is us. And then to expand it outside of it, but still have it as San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we go to Bernie, I want it to be a San Antonio experience in Bernie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of like, because we have a unique culture here too. We have a dope culture, and honestly, like, I love it. I tell people all the time. I said I'll visit places, but I'll never leave San Antonio. Like,
I feel that, man. Like, especially like moving back from like Cali, like.
I said that, but I left. So
you got paid back.
Yeah, you got paid. You got paid.
I'm saying that now, but if I got paid, I'm like,
no,
hey
but
guys,
but
I'm over here.
but I think part of it is also blending the cultures together. It's like this one. I was talking to someone that owned a food truck, and I thought her concept was pretty cool. She was talking about how like they go to competitions in other states, and when they do, they go earlier and they look for all the local sources. Even though they're from another city, they're like supporting that city while they're there because that's where they're implanting. And so I think that's kind of cool of looking at it from a business aspect too, is like, you don't forget where you come from, but you also expand and incorporate it in, right? Like if we go to Bernie, looking at local Bernie stuff, because Bernie has their history and just like Austin and everyone else, but it's like trying to still stay true to the other parts of it.
Yeah.
It's never simple. It's always a balance.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like even like when I have supporters in California like right now, and like they tell me like they give me feedback like, man, we love what you're doing. You're representing San Anto, and like it even makes them wanna visit here, like check it out.
Yeah.
Like some are already making plans to come visit, and me and my wife already like agreed to like show them around the city. Show them like the parts that are never shown like on TV or anything, like other than the river walk and all that. Like we want to take them to like the hood spots, and just
real San Antonio.
the real San Antonio. So
Like Ray's driving.
MK Davis,
Kid Davis, yeah.
all the
like-
spots,
One of the first things when me and Nisa started hanging out, I took her to the courts because I was like, I wanted to show her the art. I was like, this is like real San Antonio, like.
Yeah, the murals.
Yeah, and
Just give it a few more. Give it a few more years. It'll get gentrified, and you'll have the
hope
hipsters living right there.
No, I hope not. Like that's the one.
It's
thing
all
that-
gonna happen. It's gonna happen
Well,
everywhere.
I don't think so. I mean, to an extent, I think it will, but also like with how much everybody's involved in the Chicano community out there, I don't think that specific place will be like. There's certain specific places on the west side that probably won't be touched as much. Now around it, probably because again, like in San Diego, like with Chicano Park, the same thing. Like right on the other side of the highway, they started building a big grocery store. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Pickle Park's down the street. You know what I mean? Like Gas Lamp District. Like everything's down the street, but that sacred land. It's kind of the same thing because you have so many people that actually care about it. You have so much gente that cares about it that they're like, no matter what side of town they're from, they're like, damn, like this is important to us because it is our history. Like no matter what part of town you came from, like this is. If you were to ask me, like this is what San Antonio embodies, is the West Side. Like that's San Anto, like all together. Like that's it. Like you wanna describe San Anto to somebody, that's it right there.
But I guess that would be the question, right? Is gentrification bad for the neighborhood?
I believe 100% yes, because it pushes out small businesses, and I've seen it firsthand. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people be like, no, it's good, but it's like honestly, like you think it's good because it's giving certain people jobs, but at the same time, like if I know the homie who runs the bodega down the street and you're under buying his property to build a Target or whatever, like not only is he losing his business, like yeah, he might have gained some money, but the people that he would go to, like, hey man, like I don't have the cash right now. Can you spot me for a week? Yeah. They come back and it's that
trust.
That trust.
The community.
Yeah, it's that community that's like, damn, like it hurts. It hurts the community for sure.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that, and again, we've seen it time and time after, again and again. It truly does hurt the community for what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Or that, yeah, right, right, and it's hard. And
Yeah.
it's like I've always learned personally, like the money's nice, but when you die, like it doesn't go with you. You know what I mean? Like, so what are you gonna pass on? Like, sure you can pass the money, but you have to say your kid or your nephew or whatever is gonna blow it in a week. You know what I mean? Like, but that business, it's something that sustains it. Like, as long as you're taking care of it, it sustains itself. It's gonna keep going and going and going. So yeah, it's just that aspect.
Yeah, it's basically carrying on the family name too. Yeah. And like that brings up like a lot of things that's happening right now with St. Mary's. Like they're trying to, they're doing some shady shit over there.
Yeah, they really are.
Yes, and like a lot of people shit on St. Mary's, but like that's Sanato right there, bro. Like that's night culture. Like that's puro Sanato right there, and I think that's what they're trying to slowly pick at it and take it away. And it starts from somewhere, and I'm thinking they're trying to start from there. And I think that's why we need to make it a point as a community to stop what's happening. And I think a lot of the businesses there are fighting the fight right now, and I'm with them. Like we gotta stop that, bro. Like, cause it's not a good thing. Like it might sound good, like for the city, but like for the people, I don't think it's a good thing. Like,
yeah, cause they're just pushing out all the locals. That's all they're doing.
Right. And like it starts from somewhere, and like that's why you gotta nip it in the bud like right away. Cause if they think they can do one thing, they're gonna do another, and it's just gonna be a domino effect.
And to go along with it, because like say an HEB moves in, right? Not to say that they're big corporate, but they kind of are, and they're closing down a bunch of different spots because hey, we're gonna buy
the little mom and pop shops,
right? Like, and then Walmart's gonna sit and be like, oh, they're doing good. Guess what? We're going a few blocks down. We're gonna put one. Oh, guess what? And it creates. Again, like you might think it's creating jobs, but I guarantee you go to this HEB over here and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh no, I'm from the north side. Oh no, I'm from the south side." But they commuted over here because they got transferred over here because they like this HEB better. It's not always healthy for the community. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I think a piece of it is, I think if it's done the right way, like because you're talking about the extreme corporations, which is what typically happens. But there are some businesses that learn to adapt, and if you adapt to it, I think it can actually help some businesses grow longer because they are from that community. Because what you tend to see is some of those businesses in there, like a lot of people are looking for local stuff now. Like I think when you were if you looked at it 10 to 15 years ago, I think it was like the Targets, the HEBs, the Walmarts coming in. But if you look at certain areas now everything moves more to the local part. Now it's very hard. You got to be very careful with that because the corporations understood that. So more things when you look at it, corporations went even like IPA beers. If you look at those, you may think it's a privately owned company, but a lot of those got bought up the farms got bought up.
Right.
So they kind of the corporations kind of figure these things out and go and they do things like that.
Like that one from. There's this one beer, I forgot what it is. Like, I think they have like a Crawford or something like that. Like they, But they didn't make that big announcement. They still push it as a Houston brand.
But if you're able to do it while still keeping local businesses, then you can see some growth there. Now, you have to. It's a very fine balance, and I think that's why sometimes it's looking at it as I do agree. Like you need to push back to keep the local part of it, but then at the same time, part of the reason a gentrification is able to happen is because the local businesses and communities are not able to support it. So it's starting to fall apart. So it's like, how do you rebuild that, right? How do you build that for, like, if you look at the west side and like we were just talking about that area there, if that income always stays at that level, but everything's going up, how do you sustain a business there? Now, if you get some of the kids who move out, go get educated, get some money, and they're still able to run their businesses from anywhere, and now they can support that bodega that was there, but the bodega can also move up and not sell out, but they bring in new things. They're bringing in different stuff that's still local. Now you're creating an economic environment there. And it's like, how do you find that fine balance of creating the economical
So
environment?
You're talking about like almost like a cycle, like
Yeah.
like you make money and then you feed it back into your community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what tends to happen is kids that do successfully get out of there, they're going to move out from there
Yeah.
because they're getting experiences in other areas.
Yeah.
And so that money has now left there, and what gets filled in is people coming in from who are also in those situations. And so now that those finances have moved away. So you have to find that fine balance and not pushing like let's say like you grew up in that area, your parents had a house, but you were a low income family. You go and you be successful. Something may draw you back to say, you know what, I'm going to live in this area. And I'm going to feed my economics back in here instead of moving further outside of 1604 and feeding my economics over there. But you got to create that atmosphere. And it's a fine balance because you can't get the neighborhood can get lost in that corporation and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what the perfect solution is, but it's definitely trying to find that fine balance of how do you become, I mean, because like the Jefferson Bodega, I don't know how long they've been there. I don't remember them there when I was growing up, and they might have been there, but I wasn't really.
They've been like 4 years.
But to me, even with an HEB coming to that area, they're different. At least a few times I've been there, it's different because of the things they offer.
Yeah.
Like HEB is going to be focused on your day-to-day stuff. They're offering the unique part of it. So to me, even if gentrification happened there, they've adapted to that area because they're offering something unique.
You can't get rid of the bodega.
Like you're getting random stuff there that you're not going to find at HEB. You're not going to find there because for HEB it's not profitable. For them, it's a boutique type uniqueness. And I think that's sometimes the things that can happen if people start getting creative in their businesses and creative in adapting to that area. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's all economically driven, right? I mean, that's really the way the world turns, unfortunately. But it's how do you adapt? But how do you adapt your neighborhoods and stuff like that? Because I do think it would be because here's the problem. Like even with the reason I believe like the West Side, St. Mary's, things like that start happening is because you had a lot of the low income people either get pushed out because they started closing down project housing and stuff like that, and they pushed them out further from there.
Start raising the taxes.
So if you look at it, SAISD used to be one of the biggest school districts in San Antonio. You look at it now, they're one of the smallest. Like you went to Fox Tech, right? I went to Brack, you went to Jefferson. And I mean, those were all like 4A, 5A schools where classrooms were overcrowded, probably 45 or 50 kids in a classroom. Yeah. You go to SAISD right now, they're not overcrowded. So what happened was everyone got, you had movement out. People started pushing their families further out, growing on the outside. Yeah. So the economics in that area starts falling. So that opens up opportunity for other people to come back in and reinvest. So I think what's a good thing is, can you get local people who grew up in those areas come back and invest in businesses in those areas?
And I think without a doubt on that aspect, yeah, because like you look at it and like our aspect, like, I mean, we all have love for the West Side, you know what I mean? Like it's in your heart, you're puro corazón about it. And I think if it's not you and you network with somebody like you know that owns a business, you're like, dude, like I think this spot would be good for you. Like it's all about that going back into your community and being like, yo, like I know this place that they can definitely survive here, or hey, I know this place that's up for rent or up for sale. Like if you grab it, you're gonna thrive. Like I promise you. But because you know that area, you know what I mean? Like you know what it is. So being from the inside, even though if you don't live there anymore, you're helping you're helping your community survive because it is your community. You know what I mean?
And I think it's starting to adapt and change it up, right? Like it was funny because I was thinking about when we were talking about the mall house a second ago, right?
Yeah.
We're like, why did the mall house close?
Right.
Well, the mall house never adapted. Like
Exactly.
it's good chicken, good crispy dogs. Is it the best fried chicken?
Yes.
Probably not.
Oh.
I mean, you go. It's like Fred's Fish. If you eat
Hey,
Fred
man,
Fish,
hey,
you
man.
go to Fred's Fish because it's something that you've always done.
That boy said hell no.
I'll still go have Fred's Fish because I remember.
Hell
it.
yeah.
But I know I'm gonna be. I know I'm gonna be sick later on. But I love Fred's Fish.
That's
I don't know. I've never been sick from Fred's Fish. I don't know. They say
I don't get sick from Fred's.
You get used to it. You know what I mean?
but what I
But
mean.
that's
but-
true because,
But what
I
I mean when
mean-
they start adapting and stuff, like even like Barrio Barista.
Yeah.
Right, they started changing a little bit, and you have people that come from like I saw people who were living way outside who probably never grew up on the west side wearing Barrio Barista shirts. Why? Because they did something a little bit different in that area.
Yeah.
Same thing in other, like, and I think you keep the uniqueness, but you adapt it some.
Yeah. I was just thinking about Golden Star.
Damn, dog. So cool thing about that is my aunt used to work from around there for the Alamo Community College, that building.
Yeah.
So me and my grandma used to go on the bus and be like, okay, we're gonna wait for her, whatever. So we used to go eat there, man. I swear I took like 10 lollipops one time. I'm not lying. They give you when you're a kid, they give you lollipops. Yeah. I don't know. Golden Star was a place. You run into a lot of.
You gotta be raised on Golden Star though. Like if you go and visit there, you're gonna get diarrhea.
It's kind of like
But
it's
it's
almost like
good.
it's like and honestly, I don't even know how it grew.
No,
But it's like
I'm saying
Southtown.
it's good, but you gotta.
Oh man, yeah. That,
Like Southtown blew up. Now, I couldn't tell you if most of those places there are local or not.
I will say that I think it blew up because what we were talking about earlier is there's a lot of people going down there that I can't say don't belong there 'cause it's not the right word, I guess.
They don't belong there.
Yeah, in a sense, they don't belong there. Like, it's a lot of people from outside of 410. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of people. And again, like, cool. It's helping certain people thrive. But at the same time, you go down there and you're like, God damn, like, this ain't my crowd. You know what I mean? Like, as us being puro sananto, you know what I mean? Like, man, like, this is weird. Like, I mean, we all went that one First Friday, and I know I felt displaced, and not because of the artist or anybody, but I was like, God damn, like, I felt like I was back in Seattle. I was like, God damn, I didn't.
Yeah, I felt like it was an Austin night over
Yeah.
there, dude. I was like, man, this is.
It was gnarly, man.
Yeah, it was straight up
but
hipster.
That again, it's people that are part of San Anto that you don't normally see from outside of what we're used to coming in and helping these businesses survive or thrive.
Well, that's what I
per
mean.
se.
If you could keep the identity of the West Side, but still bring people in that want to be part of it, right? Because there's people that want, like, it's kind of like your brand goes all the way to California, and people are like, damn,
That's
that's great. I want to come check it out. I want to see what's going on there. Like, I think if you can grow the neighborhoods in that way where it's still like a mixture of new things, but still keeping a tie to the old things.
Right.
Like, you can have people come in and learn about the culture there. Just the same way if you go out and you learn about the culture out there, right? Because the North Side has their own culture.
Yeah.
Just like the South Side has their own culture.
Crazy
Just like the
how
East
North
Side
Side-
has their own culture.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own culture, and it's like, how do you blend it all together without losing it?
Hey man, I will say Eastside has the best wings though. Like on deck, like there was one place I went into, had no air conditioning, only had fans. All they had to drink was Kool-Aid and iced tea, and I was like,
Hey, those
"God."
are the best spots.
That's what I'm saying, dog. And they brought you like a pitcher, like they sold it by the
Yes.
pitcher. They didn't set up a glass or like
And the hospitality.
the hospitality,
on
dude.
point right there.
I was like, I'm coming back here
That
forever.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah,
What was the name of the place?
dude, I don't remember.
Was it Wayne's or Mrs. G's that just closed?
Yeah,
Mrs.
Mrs.
G's
G's
just
just
Oh, they just closed, man.
Yeah.
And that's like the thing he was talking about, like
yeah.
how we're gonna keep that going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as a community, like we just gotta keep these little businesses going.
Because
like,
to me,
keep it-
Mrs. G should have thrived with the growth of that East Side and where they were at and all that's going on there. Mrs. G should have actually thrived.
yeah, man.
Right. But then again, you get big businesses like Buffalo Wild Wings or Pluckers or whatever else is out there, and it's just like they don't move too far away from there. They move just the right amount of distance.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, cool. We go down the street where it's 5 minutes that we know, or we try out this place. And then they find out this place is popping because they have TVs on every wall, and it's the atmosphere that people want to be a part of. So it's taking that community away from what they're used to. Like, oh, cool, we're gonna just watch nothing, talk to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that whole thing where you go into a restaurant nowadays, like everybody's on their phones, everybody's watching TV. Like they go to a place where it's more comfortable to them per se.
But I
it's
think
not.
that's part of it, right? Because like for me, Mrs. G's, like that should have thrived, and I don't know what happened, but my suspicion is they weren't pushing themselves like they should have.
Right.
Because that community's starting to grow there, and even if you're pulling people from the outside, let's be honest, most of them are probably hipsters coming in, and what do hipsters like? Anything that's local. Like Mrs. G's, as local as you get.
Right.
In that area, like that's home cooked. You're still going in and walking like you're eating at the school cafeteria.
Dude, that's
You could walk in
know?
there and get like a Hill County Fair
County
soda.
Fair, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know,
They
so
got the best cream soda, by the way. Hill
What?
County Fair. Not even the GoPros were like, nah.
my bad.
bad.
We're not filming this
My
part.
bad.
The GoPros were
I actually like Whataburger better than
Hey, for
than
the
out.
record, I did have a number 5 last
Hey,
night.
sometimes I crave
with
In and
jalapenos
Out
from
because
Whataburger.
I live there and
Right.
I'm like that's all I had.
Hey, dog, dude, for real though, like,
But
I
like,
just don't remember their secret menu half the time, so I don't remember what that really was.
get a 4x4, get 3x3.
and it's really a hit or miss, bro. Because like you have to go to a certain location.
I like the one off
just,
Waltham.
just what Whataburger too. Like there's
Oh, dude.
trash ass Whataburgers, but there's
trash.
some bomb Whataburgers.
That's true.
Just with In and Out, like I remember the first time my homies from Cali took me to an In and Out. They were like, "Oh, you're gonna love this shit. It's gonna change your life." And they took me to a trash one, bro. I was like, "This is what you guys are bragging about?" And I was like, and they thought I was just hating. I was like, "Man, this ain't
was
nothing."
hating.
But I went to a actually good In and Out. And I was like, "All right, now I fuck with In and Out." Like,
Sorry. I didn't mean to stir up a conversation.
but no, that's a good debate, bro. Because it's like
It's a really good
there's-
debate.
that's what always separates Cali from Texas. It's like.
Is a burger spot?
Whataburger's trash. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's
that's one
two
of those
different
big-
things, man.
It's literally
But it's
that
the-
debate's literally on the internet. That's how much of a
because they're
debate
both
it is.
staples within both states.
Yeah.
Like,
But I
that's
agree
the only
that
reason.
they're very different because like Whataburger's gonna let you customize everything. In and Out, you got your limited menu, which is fine. It's not
Which is
not an
perfect.
issue.
The order comes out
So
faster.
that, but they are like very two different. no.
Hey man, I'm ready to eat.
Faster
when I
don't
go.
mean better.
And let me say, Whataburger has better fries.
Hey,
Oh, without a doubt. If I can get Whataburger fries with some
Because
animal
In and
style,
Out, you have to
Hey, the
get it
best-
animal style.
You gotta go that they got the best ketchup.
Because that shit tastes
Yeah.
like
Okay,
pixie
here we go.
sticks or whatever.
because they're already
Pixie
selling
sticks.
sticks.
Remember those? Those canned potato chips.
The potato dude, yeah. My mom used to get us those. So
That's
we
what
should
they
shut up.
remind me of, bro. So I'm like, I always have to get it In and Out, animal style, or with I gotta put like
Something on it.
10 packets of ketchup, bro, just to get some taste out of that shit.
Man, now we're talking about food. Now I'm hungry, man.
I'm hungry too. I haven't ate all.
So-
I ate
so-
this morning.
So what's next for you guys? What's next in for your art and where you're headed or what you're doing next?
Shit, I'm just gonna keep pushing some projects that I really been wanting to work on. You're gonna see a new character soon.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna keep collaborating with my homies, keep pushing out some commissions, keep the projects going, man. Like just stay creating. Simple and plain.
So I took like a hiatus from like DJing for a while. Just like focus on my girl and her little girl. She's going back to school. That and just to get some time away from like everything that was kind of distracting me from life. I needed to take a break, and I just came back into it. And it's funny because I ran into Chris at the Hood Wheel, and I was like, damn, dog, like I miss my homies, and not because like I hadn't seen them, but just because like, damn, like I would love playing music that I love playing, that my mom taught me or my grandma taught me for the homies, or I would love just to BS about like comic stuff, or just like stuff that we all get along with that draws us all closer together. So with that, it's like going back into DJing. I already got some stuff lined up with that. One of the homies here in town, going by Roman Orbit, asked me to go on tour with him. So that's something that's probably gonna be coming up pretty soon. Building another chopper with my homie because we just had that conversation. We were nerding out so hard last night, and that's the one thing I do miss is riding bikes because that was a big part of my life is like riding choppers and building that. My car, man, getting that wagon. It's just been sitting there for a minute, but my homie Tristan, he's going to Hawaii. He's like, all right, dog, like it's time to get it. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go pick it up. Like, so getting that, like, finally painted and going and doing things that I want, especially playing music, man. I think right now, despite everything that I love, is just like music, like. When I put it in my ears, like a certain song, you know, like Love Ballad, like, man, there's so many
That's
rap
what I was
songs.
gonna say. Like Boogie, he's not like he's not playing all the modern stuff. Like he plays a lot of like G funk and funk, like
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old school shit.
the
Like,
old school stuff.
Appreciate you, man. Like even at the place I work, man, like I turn a lot of people into them. They're like, damn, dog, I haven't heard that song since whatever. It's like, but that's stuff I like because the way my grandparents raised me, man. Every day, my grandma, who was like a mom to me, put on records. Like my grandfather, like would be outside cleaning his car. Like even if he didn't drive it that day, like he'd be cleaning it, man, with a toothbrush, like in between each pad, like vacuuming, like doing whatever he could, like polishing it, like putting like the platters on, putting a Kona 101 on, like just stuff like that, like. And that sat very big with my mom. Shout out to my moms because like she turned me on to funk since a young age, and without my moms, like I wouldn't know that music, you know, like I do because I remember the first time I heard a Zap record, and I'm like, damn, this is it. Like to this day, like I can listen to more Bounce in Your Ounce, and it's like the first time I've ever heard it. I'm like, damn, dog, this shit is good, dog. Like get a beer if I can work it on a lowrider painting, whatever. Like, damn, dog, like. And then going back to like with that mentality and like meeting the people I did in Cali, being able to DJ with them and like match with them, like, oh Boogie, get on with me. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'll jump on with them and just be able to like collaborate on that shit. It's just like, damn, man, like that's sick because never in a million years did I think that something I learned when I was a little chavalon, like growing up, would be my base of life. Like, and so that alone is just like, I get super emotional. 'Cause I'm an emotional human being, man. Like, just I hear a song and I'm like, damn, I can remember that one time I was with my uncle. I can remember that one time I was with my grandparents or whatever it may be. Like, yeah, man. Like, or my biggest one is it's either Oh Honey by The Delegation or Dedicated to the One I Love, because those two songs, man, like when you just put them in your headphones and you just listen to them, I guarantee, like even people listen, like put some headphones and listen to those two songs, and you're like, damn, like what they talk about, man, the way they talk about love, but in a song, like, damn, like music's good nowadays. Don't get me wrong. I will never knock on no artist. You're out there, you're making $1 million, $1 billion tight, dog. Like you're doing it. But when you look back at that, like the way they would talk about things, like with such like finesse, such detail, it's like, damn, you can just imagine it. You know, yeah, the passion, like, and not to say there's not a lot of people like that anymore, but like there's not a lot of people like that anymore. Like even with hip hop, like go back to like Warren G and Nate Dogg, and like when I wake up in the morning, like yeah, you know what I mean, like.
That
or like,
song hits every time too.
It's the cadence, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's the cadence.
Yeah, dog, like just any of that, like you listen to it and you're like, damn, I can relate to that because you were in that situation, or because that's something like, I remember the first time I heard a G-Funk record, man, was in the back of my cousin Josh's van. I remember him and his girlfriend, and he didn't have the seats like straight like this. Like he had the seats like against the windows, man, and this van was bitching, dude, like bitching. And I remember he turned that fucking Warren G on, and I was just like, like, dude, it was like fireworks for the first time. I was like, damn, fool, this is dope. And I remember him being like, oh yeah, this is so-and-so, or this is so-and-so. I was like, damn, Primo, this is sick, fool. Like, and it wasn't even like a lowrider-esque like van, but the way he had it, like firme, like taken care of, like with that music in there, I was like, damn, dog, like this is it. And I'm pretty sure all y'all relate to something like that, you know, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, whether it be music, whether it be a woman, whatever it may be, something you're really into, you have that passion for it, like, damn, dog, like, that's sick. Because, again, my other thing to tie that into is, like, I've been skateboarding since I was 7 years old. I got my first skateboard when I was 7. So when I fell in love with that, I started falling in love with many other passions. And honestly, I always say, like, without skateboarding, I probably wouldn't have met you. Like, it's crazy because I think that way, but it's like, because I learned such and such along the way from skateboarding, I was it allowed me to appreciate art. It allowed me to appreciate the art of barbering. Like it allowed me to appreciate so many things because you don't master everything you do, but you do so much and you have so many passions. And it's never like, oh, dude, this guy sucks. It's like, dude, that's sick. Like, keep going. Like, don't hate on anybody because you could have been that person. You know what I mean? Like, so it just, and then taking that and then putting it into music and whatever I do personally, it's like, hell yeah, man. Like, that's it. Keep it up, dog. Like, you got it. Or, hey, man, you don't understand? Like, let me try to help you understand if I understand it more. You know what I mean? Because it's that I want to pass it along. I don't only want to succeed. I want all my homies to succeed. Even if it's before me, homes. Like, I want to see them shine and I want to see them doing what they love to do because I think that's the most important thing in life, aside from family, because that's the way I was raised. But, like, it's like our family always comes first. But it's just like having a passion and doing something, man, like, and just going full throttle on it. It's like, man, that's what's up, Holmes. Like, even if you think you suck, someone thinks like you're the greatest thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I look up to these two fools every day. They're two of my best friends. Like, but the shit they do and the level they're doing it at, it's like, damn, dog, I want to be like you one day in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So going back to that and getting allowed to go on tour with someone, it's like, damn, for real? Like, or DJing with homies that I've never, like, I never would have thought I'd DJ for, you know, we're with. It's like, damn, for real? All right, cool. Like, this is dope, dude. Like, yeah.
That's,
But that's
some
why I'm
straight
at.
knowledge right
Cool.
there.
No, that's
That's
cool.
some
That's
straight
cool.
knowledge.
So where can our viewers go and support you guys? Like where can they find you guys?
You can find me on my Instagram, mainly Gemini Vato.
And you can't find me on no social media, but I'm working to get back at the Lighthouse Lounge. So every Sunday I'll be hitting the Lighthouse Lounge, hopefully again, DJing some straight funk, some oldies, working with my homie Danny and Danny and Miguel over at High Tones, hopefully hitting that up again. Yeah, you can catch me wherever you catch me, I guess, because I don't do social media.
Our dad loves oldies. Like he's always been about the oldies.
It's my speed, man. That's where it's at. No matter what you do, I love it. Yeah, Pachuco's not cholo, yes sir.
There you go.
So yeah, we'll put y'all's information in the description so we can keep supporting locally and supporting each other. Any last advice you guys want to give the viewers?
Just stay true, man. Just be original. Do what you love. And, like, everything else don't matter, man. Just do what you love.
I agree with that 100% because you can get lost in like things that judging somebody or doing something. Don't worry about anybody else. Like, do you, and that passion is gonna carry you as far as it can go, man. Like, without a doubt, just do everything you can with love, puro corazón, and the intention that you and your homies and anybody else you want around you to succeed, for sure.
Yep, 100. And happy 1 year anniversary to Loco Love.
Yeah, shout out to
thank
Local
you.
Love, man.
Yeah,
one,
man.
1 year, man. That's a big step. For sure.
Here's
Like,
to many more, homie.
many more,
Thank you.
man.
I already
Yes,
finished
sir.
my coffee, so
It was a beer. It was coffee. I'm just kidding. It was coffee. It was coffee.
Right
Cool.
on.
and
No,
with
we
that,
appreciate it and thanks for joining us with that.
Yeah.
Always.
local love is forever.
There you go.
Yeah.